These are the Lakeland Smiley Face cookie cutters and they're £9.98. I bought them a few weeks ago and I've had a bit of a play with them, so I thought I would share with you my thoughts. You get 8 cutters and there are 4 different shapes: a flower shaped one, a star, a heart and a round smiley face. So the cutters themselves are quite sturdy, but they are a little bit difficult to clean. So this is my smiley face one, and I had to really get a skewer down inside those eyes and the smile to really clear out all of the cookie dough. And I just don't know, just because of how the material inside overlaps and stuff, I don't know how well they would stand up to continued use. I've only used them a couple of times and they're already just not looking that great. And with all those ridges in there, it's also going to be really important to make sure they're properly dry so it doesn't rust. I hand washed them and dried them with a tea towel, and then I put them over the radiator to make sure they were really dry before I put them away again. But the little biscuits they make are the cutest thing. So these biscuits are actually almond biscuits and I've filled them up with a ganache. I will leave the recipe below, because what I was quite surprised about is on the packet it doesn't come with a recipe at all. And the one thing I did find was that the biscuit, I'll just show you again on this one, the biscuit has to be quite thick for the shape to really set. The only one that I had any trouble with was the star one. And I've got one of those just here. This one has actually broken. I don't know if you can see the fracture line on it just there. It was difficult when I made them thinner, so all of them need to be around this thickness. When I made them thinner, I found with the star one, the points of the stars burnt more quickly than the rest of the biscuit. And the star one, I think because there's less room between the edge of the biscuit and the mouth, it just seems that the star one breaks more easily. It probably is quite expensive for just 8 biscuit cutters, but I do feel you've got something quite unique here. And I didn't have any problems actually stamping out the face. They came out really easily. It was just getting the thickness of the biscuit right. And I do think that if the box had come with a recipe and some instructions, then I probably wouldn't have had the trial and error to begin with. I would have just known that they needed to be quite thick biscuits. The smiley face one, now where have I put that? This is just the top biscuit of the smiley face one, and it really reminds me of the McCain's potato smiley faces. So I think you could actually use these as well if you made like a really thick, quite dry mashed potato, and you could stamp the faces out of that. I'm sure that would work with these as well. So I do think the biscuit cutters could be quite versatile in the kitchen. Overall, they £10 is a lot. They weren't amazing. But I know I will use them again. I've got quite a collection of biscuit cutters anyway, so I'm definitely going to add them to the mix. And once you know that the biscuits have to be quite thick, they are easy to use. I'll be interested to see how they last, the durability of them, just because there are so many intricate folds in there. I'm not convinced that they're going to wear that well, but time will tell, I guess. So that's my review for you of the Lakeland Smiley Face biscuit cutters. I'd love to know what shapes you're making at the moment, or if you've used any of these ones where you have the separate base and top and then sandwich them together. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye! There's this round one I'm going to use today, and there's this square one.